Oh, holy shit, it's been a while since I've turned on this camera.
Let's see if I know how to actually make a YouTube video. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having an amazing day. I'm back. I'm finally back. If you guys followed me on Instagram and, are up to date with my stories, I posted a post about a couple days ago saying that motivation and inspiration is a very big thing for me when it comes to YouTube. So when I don't have it, I obviously don't have the motivation to make YouTube videos, and that's what I've been basically going through for the past 3 weeks, with starting a new job and all this other unexpected shit happening to me. I just haven't had the time nor the motivation to make YouTube videos, but your boy here, we doing a haul video, back and better than ever with the haul. And better than ever, what I mean is, it's a small ass fucking haul this month. It's a small ass haul. I have 4 volumes of manga here, and yes, only 4. I'll explain why, and there's a certain item that took up my monthly budget that I'll explain in a minute for those that no. But I do have some pretty good bangers. The 4 volumes I have, 3 of them are new series that I've been wanting to experiment with and try out. And yeah, and then I'm also going to just talk about some manga that I've been reading this month digitally and just give them some praise. Also, before I start this video, if you're all interested in more manga content like this, be sure to go down, hit that subscribe button. Also, join the Discord, link is in the description. Enjoy the video, folks. But yeah, without further ado, let's talk about some manga, shall we, folks? Alright, so the first item we have is not a manga, surprisingly, and this is a first for my collection. I don't know if you guys know what this is, but I've finally collected my first ever light novel. Yes, I'm finally getting into actual books. I'm turning into a big boy now. I actually want to start reading books, and I got the first volume of the Overlord light novel. Yes, I know there's a manga and an anime, but I've just been eyeing up this light novel for so long, and I decided to finally take the plunge and buy it. Haven't read this yet. I know it's going to take me a while. I'm kind of want to save this for like road trips and just, maybe take it to work just so I can read it at lunch, stuff like that. But I'm very excited just flipping through it and reading some of the sentences. It just sounds and seems very interesting. I've never consumed any kind of Overlord content, so this is me basically diving into the world of Overlord, and I'm very excited to do so. Now, I know I'm kind of missing out when it comes to the anime aspect, missing out the baddie Albedo, and, just seeing just the characters talk and stuff like that, but I am very excited to read the light novel. I've never read a light novel before. Well, I have, but it was for a school assignment, so I don't really count that. For those that don't know, I read the I Want to Eat Your Pancreas light novel for a high school assignment. I made a video like a year and a half ago, or sorry, like 10 months ago. If you want to go see that, go watch that, go for it. I'll leave it top right. I think it is up here. But yeah, if you guys want to go watch that, go for it. It was a pretty good read. Definitely the movie's a 10 out of 10. The movie's a definite 10 out of 10, but I love that movie. But yeah, like from first impressions, I know I'm going to love this a lot, and I just cannot wait to read more. But yeah, that is Overlord, the light novel, volume 1. Alright, next is a new volume. A new series, sorry, is what I should say, of a series that I have been heavily into from recent talks about his newest work just ending and it intertwining with this series, and that is Soul Eater, the Perfect Edition, Volume 1. Now, spoiler warning, I'm going to put a spoiler warning, I'm going to talk about it for a couple seconds, so I'll put a spoiler warning up now. If you guys don't know about Fire Force, just skip it. I'll put a timestamp up now for you guys so you can go skip that. For those that don't know, the ending of Fire Force recently just ended, I think last month, or this month, and it is a prequel to Soul Eater. Fire Force is a prequel to Soul Eater. I've only seen the first season of the anime for Fire Force. I've been dying to watch the second season, and then I'm going to read the manga. But for now, this is what I have. I'm very excited for Soul Eater. Now, for his older works, you think his art style would be unrefined and kind of bad compared to his Fire Force art, but flipping through this, the art is insane. The art is so good. The paper quality on these Perfect Editions are fantastic. They're a very nice, like, glossy paper. They're very thick pieces of paper, so you can tell it's definitely worth the 30 Canadian dollars I paid for it. For a series that came out in the early 2000s, I'm very surprised to see his art be as good as it is in this series. I thought it wasn't gonna be good in a sense, considering Fire Force's art is insane. This is just insanely good art. Atsushi is just a fantastic mangaka. I cannot wait to read his work and finish the anime for Fire Force. Not finish it, but at least catch up and just read this series. This was like a last second buy, and I don't regret it at all. I'm very excited to read these. I gotta say, like, these perfect editions are really, really, really nice hardcovers. The spines are gorgeous as well. I love the yellow and black. I think it fits so well with this kind of series. And yeah, that's Soul Eater. Very excited. Cannot wait to collect more and read this series. Still haven't read this volume yet, but I'm very excited to do so. But yeah, that's Soul Eater Volume 1. Alright, next I want to talk about a series I'm gonna get a lot of shit for, and I have been getting a lot of shit for, and that is Rent-A-Girlfriend Volume 11. Screw all you guys. I like this series right now. I do genuinely enjoy this series. What's going on with Chizuru, Rukia, and Sumi is just so intriguing and entertaining. And I know people call this series trash. I don't think it's trash. I don't think it's fantastic. I think it's a good series. I do think the series is enjoyable, and I think that's all it needs to be for me to continue to picking up this series. And yeah, I just like this series so far. Rukia's a baddie, Chizuru's a baddie, Sumi's cute as hell. I haven't read this volume yet. I haven't read any of these volumes I bought just yet because I've been super busy. But I'm still super excited to consume more of this series and collect Volume 12 when that comes out. I think next month or in 2 months from now. But yeah, very, very, very excited for this series and to collect more and just experience the series again. But yeah, that is Rent-A-Girlfriend Volume 11. Alright, last is a series that, again, was a last-minute purchase, and that is How Do We Relationship Volume 1. Now, me and a homeboy have been talking about this series, and it sounded cool, so I decided to pick up the first volume and give it a shot. It is a Yuri. I don't normally consume this kind of manga, but I'm not against it at all. I'm just not the kind of person that consumes this kind of manga. I'm not against it. If you read this, more power to you. I don't care. But I thought, you know what, expand my horizons a little bit, see where it goes, see how I like it, see if this kind of genre is for me, and then go from there. So I tried this volume out. I haven't read it yet. I picked it up to see how it's gonna turn out. The art seems really cool. It's basically just about these two girls that are both lesbians, and they're like, hey, why don't we just date? And that's how that goes on, and just how these two develop feelings for each other. It sounds super interesting, so I am super excited to read this. But yeah, that is How Do We Relationship Volume 1. Alright, before I get onto the big monthly buy, I want to talk about some manga I'm reading online right now, and some that I absolutely recommend to you guys. So obviously, the number one manga I'm reading right now is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, JoJolion. I'm still reading Part 8. I know this series is taking me a while, but I'm doing that on purpose. I don't want this series, I don't want to blow through this series like I did with Part 6 and 7. I want to thoroughly take in this series, and also I just don't want to wait for Part 9, so I'd rather just consume little bits of Part 8 and then, you know, be closer to Part 9 and not have to wait like a year and a half. But yeah, this series so far is phenomenal. I'm gonna make a whole video on
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and how it quote-unquote ruined my life.
Fantastic. Definitely probably one of my favorite parts of all time. Either gonna be my second or third favorite part. But yeah, fantastic. I love it so much. The whole mystery aspect behind Josuke and who he is and who, you know, he actually is super intriguing. And seeing all these references from Part 4, all these names for, like, you know, Okuyasu, you know, seeing Holly in it, all these other people is just so cool. And seeing Yoshikage Kira again, not the Yoshikage Kira, don't worry about that. You'll have to read Part 6 to understand what I'm talking about. But I'm very excited to read more of this. I'm super excited to meet Toru, the main villain. Yes, I know I got his, not his reveals, but I know who he is and I know who his stand is. I don't know how it works yet, so I'm kind of keeping that a surprise for myself. But I am seriously enjoying this series. Definitely one of my favorite series of all time. The JoJo series is one that has influenced me recently, like, a lot, and one I love to death, and I will die saying it is probably one of the best mangas I've ever read, or some of the best animes I've ever seen, period. It's just fantastic. Alright, so the third series I want to talk about is one that is kind of new, And one that I don't hear talked about a lot. I gotta give a shout out to the homeboy Prem. Prem, for watching this. I love you for hooking me up on this manga. This is some gas. And I'm talking about Odo Man. This is a
phenomenal series. It's from what
my homeboy Prem said. It's basically like Jagan if they actually cared about the characters and the plot progression. Jagan was good. It was good, but it's not as good. This series just does everything Jagan does like 10 times better. It's corny, it's funny, it's cute, has some bad women in it, some hot women in it. The dude's wife is insanely cute. Some really good comedy. I've laughed out loud multiple times while reading this manga. Sadly, there are only 14 chapters out right now, which makes me kind of sad because I do want to consume this manga. I want to consume a lot of this manga because it is that good. But for now, I gotta stick with these 14 chapters and just continue reading weekly or whenever it comes out. I'm pretty sure it's on Tuesdays. Ono Man's fantastic. It is one I highly, highly recommend to you guys. The action is so good. It's amazing. It's so cute. It's so action-packed. It's so wholesome. It's so funny. Everything about it is just perfect. Definitely recommend Odo Man to you guys if you just want an amazing manga. Alright, next is an underground series that I actually don't hear many people talking about. I'm 32 chapters in, I think. Yes, I'm 34 chapters in so far, and that is Usogui. I don't really know how to say that name, Usogui. I'm gonna say that. So this is a manga about just someone who is insanely smart and can just win any kind of gamble just off of pure luck. And the whole premise of this manga is basically life is a gamble. So everything he does, he gambles his life away. It is some of the most interesting action. It's not like fist fight action, but it's just like intense psychological action. I think it is fantastic. It is a very long series. With over 530 chapters, this is definitely going to take me a while to read, but I'm in for every single chapter, and I'm going to consume every single chapter. Also, I have to say, the manga art is some of my favorite art of all time. This manga art is insane. The mangaka is an absolute god. He is insane. He is so cool. I love him so much. His art's just fantastic. Like 20 chapters in, I was blown away by some of these widespreads, and just his detail and storytelling is so awesome. I've never been in love with the gambling series before until this one, and I feel like more people just need to read this series. It is a phenomenal manga, and I definitely 110% recommend this to you guys that want a psychological action manga with some hype as fuck characters, some cool ass moments, and just a really cool MC. I 110% recommend this series. Alright, let's talk about the big blaring purchase I made this month. And it's a doozy. For those that don't know, I've been into a recent hobby. I'm going to explain it to a second, and that is Lego. Lego can be very expensive, and it showed in this purchase how expensive Lego can be. And I bought, it's a big fucking box, so just give me a second. I bought the Lego Boutique Hotel. Now, as you can tell, this is a massive box, so it is a massive set with over 3,000 pieces in it. It would have taken me a lot longer if I didn't spend like 8 hours on like a Wednesday building this entire thing. Or was it I think it was like a Thursday. Building this entire thing. But yeah, this has been my dream set for a very long time, and it's a set I've been dreaming of buying for a really, really long time, and finally I have it. And it looks awesome. It is a beautiful, beautiful product. I'll show some photos up for you guys now that it is on my shelf back there. For those that don't know, I built a shelf. If you guys want to watch that video, go for it. It was actually a really funny video. I'm really proud of how it turned out. But yeah, it's a great set. Definitely one of my favorite purchases I've ever made. And yeah, I'm just super excited to buy more Lego. I think my next set I'm going to buy is either the police station or the Lego Ninjago City Gardens. That is also another dream set of mine. Coming out of 400 bucks, it's a hefty price, but for 5,600 pieces, I think it's a fine price, and one that I have no issues paying for. It's a hobby of mine that I am seriously invested in and love to death. And when you love something so much, you have no issues pouring a lot of money into it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you guys. Tell me what you guys picked up this month. Don't worry, now that I'm actually working again, there's going to be a lot more manga coming next month. I plan on making like a 20 volume purchase on Tuesday. You'll see why in the next haul. You guys gotta wait a month. But yeah, I love you guys. I'll see y'all in the next video. Sorry for being absent for a couple weeks. Peace. Take care. Love y'all.